Hi there and welcome back to the Project Corner. It's that time again. We have another update for Project for the Web, and that's always great, right? So let's dive into the new features that were released in April. I'm not going to dive deep into the first feature because in the last update we already saw the email notifications on new assignments, but there was a little asterisk in there where it said that it is currently rolling out. So in this update blog, it's actually stating that every tenant now has the email notifications in there. So that's great, but for more information on that one, I would suggest you look into the March update video, and I'll put a link in the show notes there. What I am going to dive deep in is actions on Project Home and open task from Project Power BI report. So that last one is close to my heart because I do a lot with Power BI and share a lot of Power BI features on the YouTube channel. So let's first take a look at the actions in Project Home. You now have the option to perform certain actions straight from Project Home without having to dive into a single schedule. So let's head over to project.microsoft.com, and here you will land in your Project Home page. So from the Recent tab, you will have a number of projects that you have visited recently. Either you created them or they were shared with you and you visited them recently. So there's different sources again. So PWA projects have a limited set of extra options. You can copy a project link, you can add them to favorites, and you can remove them from the list, which is an added feature that I really like because some of these projects you won't want to see every time you look at this overview, such as Proj 1. I don't typically like that title here, so I'm going to remove that. Project source has more options to compare to the PWA project, where it's only copy, favorites, remove list. If I click on a project source, I now have the option to copy the link, add to favorites, copy that project, renaming a project, and exporting it to Excel, which is a broader set of options that I really like, having that as an option straight from the Project Home. So let's see what will happen if I click on the untitled project. If I navigate into it, let's just see if there's anything that I like that would be useful to extract that to Excel, for instance. So clicking on Home, Untitled Project, and let's click on Excel. Export to Excel. It's the untitled project. And here we go. We have that Excel file ready to go. Very nice. Another thing that you can do is we can rename the project. Let's click it as not being the untitled project, but the titled project. Rename. And now I have the titled project. Well, it still says the untitled project here, so I'm curious to see if that is something of a timing issue. No, it still has the name as the untitled project here, so maybe that's a bug that we found. Oh, see that? It reverted back to the untitled project. Let's try that again. Rename the titled project. Rename. So instead of jumping straight into that project again, I'm going to give Project for the Web a little bit of time to maybe process those changes. So let's have a look at the March update project, and let's copy that project in the meantime. It creates that new project. It tells me that this is the March update project copy, and I can change that name here. So let's call this the April update project. Let's have that starting somewhere at the end of April. And there you go. So now we have the April update project. Let's head back over to Home And here you see that that April project is in here. Now I can do the exact same thing once again. I can rename, I can export to Excel, all straight from Project Home. So now with this added feature, I see a big upgrade to Project Home compared to the first feature release. So let's have a look at the title project. Let's see if it still doesn't have that title that I wanted to have here. So I think we captured a bug here, but let's see if Microsoft picks up on this video and sees what is happening here. The titled and the untitled project, it is a mystery, and we'll probably get back to that once we see the May update. Let's look forward to that. So for the other update on project is the open task from project Power BI report. You can access that Power BI report, that new template that we have from the link here. It navigates you to a GitHub page. Well, actually, it navigates you to this GitHub page, and you can grab the Power BI template file from this link. Now I already did that, so I have that file in my downloaded list. Let's open up Power BI and see what happens. Or I won't, and I will just continue with entering the Dataverse URL. Now in previous videos I've shared how to grab this URL, so I won't dive into that today. But let's click on load and see what happens. So once that is loaded, you will see the task overview, and straight from the task overview you can now click on the task link. Now let's open up the here you see the title project. It's actually in there. How is that? So the data in the backend already has the title project. Let's have another look at our project. Maybe it's now called the title project. No, it's still the untitled project here. And here it is, the title project. So what's going on here? Lovely. All right. So the titled, untitled project. It's almost like that cat in the box who's alive and not alive, right? So the title project now exists. Nice. But let's navigate back to our Power BI report, and let's see what happens if I go to the task 4 from the title project and I click on this link. And once that loads, it actually loads task 4 from the board view of the titled project. Very nice little addition to the Power BI report. Now there's a lot more that can be said about this Power BI report template. I'm not going to do that in this video, but maybe if you would like to have a deep dive on this Power BI template, let me know in the comments below. And that's it for today. 3 new features, 1 not so new, 2 very new and very nice. Hope you liked this short little video on the April project update. All other feature releases have a video, so you might want to look at that playlist on screen now. Or perhaps you want to dive deeper into the Power BI reporting side of life, and I have a separate video playlist for that as well. And as always, consider subscribing, hit that like button if you enjoyed this session, and hopefully see you next time.